You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here.
Welcome back to the Code Rad Show, everybody. Today we are going to discuss a Lovecraft obscurity from 1991. It's true. Here's my stuff. A comic book called Interplanet Volume 1, currently available at Fund My Comic. Also, Tales of Conspiracy and Madness, short stories of cosmic horror, written by me. Okay, so we're going to travel back in time. Let's see. I like this format. Not this far back, but we're going to ask the question of what happens if you take hard-boiled detective fiction like Sam Spade, Philip Marlowe, throw in a little bit of Mickey Spillane, and a whole bunch of H.P. Lovecraft. What do you get? Also, you combine the Maltese or you trade out the Maltese Falcon for a Necronomicon. Yes. You get Cast a Deadly Spell with Code Rad favorite Fred Ward playing a detective named Philip Lovecraft. Cast a Deadly Spell came out in 1991. It was made for HBO. Here is a hysterical, hilarious flyer. Was HBO marketing really this terrible in 1991? The comedy detective thriller with very special effects. But what did they think? Who did they think that was going to draw? Oh, it has very special effects. Who Framed Roger Rabbit with witches and zombies? All right, maybe that would have appealed. You've got these Anton LaVey pentagrams swooping around, an arrow on his shoulder for some crazy reason. That's Fred Ward. He does a great job as H.P. Lovecraft, who is, sort of a Sam Spade, Philip Marlowe. Other characters call him Philip, which works for both H.P. Lovecraft and Philip Marlowe. It's David Warner playing a classic old recluse in a big mansion who has a job for the detective to do. So 1991, this was on HBO. Written by a guy named Joseph Doherty. At the time, I think in this year, he won Emmys for 30-something. So, I guess he took all of his capital of working for a successful show like 30-something and did his passion project, went over to HBO, did a 1940s detective fiction with old elder gods in it. And I don't think he did anything else kind of like this. He's had, a successful career. Directed by Martin Campbell. Off the top of my head, he directed two very highly regarded James Bond movies, GoldenEye and Casino Royale. Now, he's had a great career. This movie, it feels like it was directed by a real movie director. It looks great. Everything about it seems very professional. Not like you're watching some kind of TV production. All right, Fred Ward, I've already mentioned. He's also Lyle Swan of Time Rider. Julianne Moore is in this. She plays a great femme fatale, nightclub singer. Perfect. Clancy Brown, I forget what else, but he does a great job of a 1940s club owner. Pencil mustache. David Warner, that's him in the circle up there. He's been in more things than I was associated him with Tron for some reason. He's been in a couple of Star Trek movies. Is that true? Not sure. Alexandra Powers, I think, plays the daughter of the rich guy who is hiring the detective. Quite a common character in these kinds of old style detective fiction stories. Here she hunts unicorns because this movie takes place in a Los Angeles where everything is magical. Here we have David Warner, as I mentioned, millionaire, big mansion, super cool fish tanks. He is obtaining the service of a private dick to search down his lost Necronomicon. Someone stole his Necronomicon. If you're watching this show, you probably know what the Necronomicon is. A book in the Cthulhu mythos, the Book of Dead Names. You take a look at it, you're just going to go nuts. Here's his daughter. That actress, what was her name? Alexandra Powers. She did not have a long career. But in the tradition of femme fatales, there she is drinking brandy in the morning. Here is a neat little homage to Gremlins. When you have trouble with your car in this universe, you open up the hood and there are literal gremlins laughing at you under the hood. Even though I was making fun of the flyer, I imagine the special effects were quite good. A lot of cool monsters. You don't have to wait very long to see monsters in this movie. They're all over the place. There's Julianne Moore as a nightclub singer. She's great. She, of course, had a huge career in the 90s, and I don't think has ever stopped working. This is the Dunwich Club, I think. Some cool little references like that to the stories of H.P. Lovecraft. This is the owner of the club, as I mentioned before. Of course, he's up to no good, as you can tell from that picture. He may be interested in the Necronomicon. The movie plays out like a classic Raymond Chandler novel, or I should maybe say Dashiell Hammett in the case of the Maltese Falcon, but it's not a Maltese Falcon. The detective is searching for this Necronomicon, following the path. It's of dead bodies of people who possessed it, fake Necronomicons all around. And I don't want to forget that this movie also has a super scary zombie in it. Here is a classic shot of just pure 40s noir, LA noir ambiance. There is Fred Ward, Detective H.P. Lovecraft, pouring himself a stiff drink, as detectives are wont to do after a rough day of work. Here was a neat scene where a restaurant owner slips him this slip of paper with some strange writing on it. Of course, we know that is no good. That slip of paper marks out Lovecraft to be targeted by demons, who this one pops out of a pot of chili in the kitchen. Movie is full of cool stuff like that, intertwined with the detective plot. The mystery takes Lovecraft to this development, this housing tract out in the middle of the desert, which reminded me a lot of Chinatown. Jake Gitz in that movie goes to a very similar place. Of course, Chinatown was all about water rights. This town is about zombies, without giving away too much. And it has an epic conclusion. I don't want to give away too much. Like I said, lots of cool monsters. Even, this movie has like a full-out Lovecraftian ending. Ritual, summoning elder gods, the cosmic horror, kit and caboodle. It's pretty awesome. So if you are a fan of Lovecraft and this has somehow slipped under your radar, I highly recommend checking it out. This was followed by a sequel, which is very strange because in the way that they replaced the writer and the actor, which is not that strange, but they replaced Fred Ward with Dennis Hopper, who I think is more famous than Fred Ward. And the writer they brought in was Paul Schrader of Taxi Driver fame. Guy who wrote some classic 70s cinema, famous guy. Pretty sure he wrote Taxi Driver. So how did that happen? And I think the sequel, Witch Hunt, is not as famous as Cast a Deadly Spell. I've never seen Witch Hunt. I saw Cast a Deadly Spell a long time ago. The first time watching it, very impressed. Super cool movie. Witch Hunt, Dennis Hopper, Paul Schrader, follow-up. I will miss Fred Ward. I thought he was great in this, but I think we know what we're going to watch next week. It will be Witch Hunt. Let's hope for more Lovecraftian insanity. No one ended this movie insane. as I recall. A lot of people get shot, they get plugged, as they tend to do in the 40s detective fiction. But we will see where the story takes us next time with Witch Hunt. Thank you for joining me. If you know any Lovecraftian obscurities, do share. Bye for now.